dream of Zambia, proud and free, land of faith and joy in unity, victors in the struggle for our rights. We want freedom's fight, oh, and strong and free. Africa is our own motherland, fashioned with and blessed by those who blend. Let us all our people join as one, brothers under the sun, oh, one, strong and free. One land and one nation is our cry. Dignity and peace in Zambia's sky, like a noble eagle in its flight. Zambia, praise to thee, oh, one, strong and free. Praise be to God, praise be, bless our great Zambia, Zambia, Zambia. Remain we stand under the flag of our land, Zambia, praise to thee, oh, one, strong and free.
Prayer. Almighty God, who in your infinite wisdom and providential goodness has appointed the offices of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to consider with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of such important responsibilities in this land. Let your blessing descend upon us here in Parliament assembled, and grant that we may, as in your presence, treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Honorable members, before we get into the business for this session of Parliament, I wish to welcome you all to this august house. It is with great honor and privilege that I welcome you all to the reconvening of the Youth Parliament. Today marks yet another significant moment for the future of our nation, as we, the youth, have been given a platform to express our voices. As we embark on this session of Parliament, I encourage each one of you to engage with passion, respect, and the spirit of collaboration. Your perspectives matter, and your contributions will play a crucial role in creating a better society for all. I invite you to exercise your freedom of speech and debate without fear. Let us work together in building a prosperous future for our country. I look forward to the insightful debates and ideas that will emerge from our deliberations. I thank you. Motion, the Honorable Member for Kapiri.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that this government urges youth participation. I beg to move that this House urges the government to enhance youth participation in governance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Is the motion seconded?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Seconded by the Honorable Member for Chifugu. The question is that this House urges the government to enhance youth participation in governance. Any debate? The Honorable Member for Kapiri.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the number one characteristic of good governance, Mr. Speaker, is citizen participation. And citizen participation is characterized by democracy, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, governance is a broader concept that not only hinges on politics, but also on society, economy, and administration. When we say youth participation in governance, Mr. Speaker, we mean that the participation of young people in decision-making processes in the economy and, Mr. Speaker, in the society. The current state of youth participation in Zambia is concerning, Mr. Speaker. The Zambian youth make up majority of the Zambian population, and not only that, they are the most educated generation, Mr. Speaker. According, Mr. Speaker, to a 2020 report, the young people are majority of, they are 93.2% of a generation that is the most educated, Mr. Speaker. This is a generation, Mr. Speaker, that is the majority in Zambia. This is a generation, Mr. Speaker, that is the most educated in Zambia, Mr. Speaker. However, Mr. Speaker, this generation is underrepresented in the key decision-making processes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the government's efforts, though we recognize that there are some efforts that the government is doing. However, Mr. Speaker, the motion is enhance youth participation, not start youth participation, but enhance, meaning there's need for improvement, Mr. Speaker. It is therefore our submission, Mr. Speaker, that this government's efforts are equal to nothing compared to the generation, compared to the population of the generation of the young people in Zambia. I therefore urge that this House recognizes the urgency of this motion and supports this motion. I beg to move.
Thank you. Does the second wish to speak now or later?
Now, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to bring it to your attention that...
Please, Honorable Member, reintroduce yourself for the benefit of our viewers and the members in the House.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Gwen Masumba, representing the good people of Chifubu constituency. And Mr. Speaker, I would like to bring it to your attention that Chifubu constituency that I represent is a hub of learning institutions in the city of Ndola. This is a constituency, Mr. Speaker, that attracts young people from across the city to come to Chifubu and learn. But Mr. Speaker, despite this, Chifubu constituency is rated as one of the most notorious constituencies in the city of Ndola, a very friendly city. And affiliates of this chamber, and of course, Mr. Speaker, this is alarming. This is already showing that the initiatives, the efforts that the government have made so far to include young people in decision making is not effective. Because if it was, Mr. Speaker, sir, you would notice that these young people would actually be involved in decision making. But today, Mr. Speaker, when you ask the young people of Chifubu constituency, how is it that they are involved in decision making, affiliates of this chamber, and indeed, Mr. Speaker, they will come in and say, other than that, what do you do? We participate in political violence. Because at least from political violence, they know that they are actually going to get a certain percentage from us corrupt members of parliament. But affiliates of the session, and indeed, Mr.
Speaker, that reference is unparliamentary. You are honorable members. And you are not corrupt. Please withdraw and apologize for the usage of corruption with reference to your fellow members of parliament. You may proceed with that guidance.
I withdraw my statement, and I would like to correct my phrase. These young people get tokens of appreciation from different individuals in the race for politics. And I would beg to continue, Mr. Speaker.
You may proceed.
Yes, please. So now that we know how these young people are involved in politics, is it right? It is not. Yes, they are involved in the decision-making process by voting, but it is not enough. The government needs to put in place an institutional framework that allows young people, even at the tender age, even before they reach the voting stage, to actively participate. We need to ensure that the initiatives that we are bringing into office are initiatives that empower these young people to love their country first of all. Because if they love their country, they will ensure that before they vote for any candidate, before they participate in any decision-making process, they understand what this candidate's manifesto is. But as it is now, affiliates of this chamber, indeed, Mr. Speaker, they do not even revise to see what me, for example, as a member of parliament, have in my manifesto. And this is already showing a gap in these young people, and it is important, Mr. Speaker, that we clear this gap by encouraging active youth participation. This can be made by making an effective National Youth Council affiliates of the session. Other than that, we can ensure that civic education is not just a subject in schools, but it is a skill that enables young people to love their country and move on with everything as far as development of this country is concerned.
Thank you. Your time is up. I'll call upon the Honorable Member for Magoe, Honorable Tendai Musendo.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to speak. My name is Tendai Musendo, and I'm representing Magoe constituency. Mr. Speaker, when we speak of youth participation in governance, we must understand that this is not only about politics or public office. It is about youth knowing the decisions they are making and how the citizens, especially the youth, are contributing to the policies that are affecting their lives. Mr. Speaker, just like Cyril Ramaphosa once said, there is a mantra you all, and I quote, there is a mantra you all have heard, nothing about us without us. We are reminded to ensure that the majority of the population is contributing to the policies that are affecting them, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, according to Zambia's demographics, 60% of the population is below 35 years, and the youths only make up a very small fraction of MPs, councillors, and government officials, Mr. Speaker. We see this in the 13th National Assembly, where only 5 of 167 MPs were aged 35 and below, Mr. Speaker, which is less than 3%. Mr. Speaker, how can we speak of youth inclusion when the majority of youth people, especially in rural areas like Magoe constituency, are not participating in these initiatives that the government is creating, such as youth endeavors that are only happening in places like Lusaka, where they have to travel all the way to Lusaka just to participate in meetings and like parliaments, Mr. Speaker. To conclude, Mr. Speaker, I would like to say that the youths are not asking for handouts. We're asking for inclusion, Mr. Speaker. And we must ensure that every youth from each and every constituency, including Magoe, has access to opportunities and platforms to air out their views. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Honorable Mildred Namawa, representing Wengwa constituency.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Mildred Namawa, and I'm representing Wengwa constituency. Honorable members of the House and fellow citizens, I rise today proposing the motion which is urging government to enhance youth participation in politics, not to criticize, but to strengthen our democracy. We acknowledge the efforts made so far, but more needs to be done. We urge the government to improve youth councils by strengthening structures and provide resources.
Order. Honorable member, as you are debating, you are not supposed to read, but you may glance at your copious notes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
In accordance with, for the benefit of the House, Standing Order 64, paragraph 4 provides that a member shall not read a speech during debate, but may make reference to notes or quote from a document. With that guidance, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I urge the government to improve national policies designed to enhance youth participation, such as the National Youth Policy. We've had the National Youth Policy for a while now, but Mr. Speaker, it is not really effective because most of the policies that have been made so far for the youth are not in favor of the youth. Mr. Speaker, if we look at the majority of the population is the youth, only 3% are being represented in parliament. And if we look at councils and municipals, only few and little percentages of youth are involved in government decision making. Mr. Speaker, allow me to bring to your attention, over the past 3 years, young people have repeatedly voiced their frustrations, but they have not been brought to book. We've seen young people voicing out their frustration and carrying out their consent as of now as we are speaking. Mr. Speaker, let me bring to your attention, there are areas to improve, including implementations of resolution. The significant challenge is the lack of follow-up implementation and resolutions, lack of concrete plans. Mr. Speaker, I urge the government to include the youth in the participation in decision-making processes, and not only that, Mr. Speaker, allow me to bring to your attention that so far the youth indabas have not been actively effective, because not every constituency in the province is represented by the youth. Mr. Speaker, only two youths are picked from each province to represent the entire population of the province. I would urge the government rather to ensure that, or to bring up an implementation that the indabas should be held at least twice in a year, or maybe in each and every province. Mr. Speaker, the future is now and the future is not tomorrow. We urge the government to bring this to book, to involve the youth. Without the youth, we are nothing. Mr. Speaker, allow me, as of 14th July 2025, the African Youth Charter highlights young people as the driving force for development. Hence, Mr. Speaker, let us involve the future. I urge the government to look into this concern. We are not criticizing, but we are trying to improve the democracy by prioritizing the majority of the population of Zambia. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I submit.
Thank you. Honorable Sumili Sitali, representing Gwembe constituency. Is it? The member has indicated that she would like to debate later. I'll call upon Honorable Violet Mazimba, representing Chitambo.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me an opportunity to voice and oppose on the mission. My name is Violet Mazimba of Chitambo constituency. Mr. Speaker, how can a farmer plant crop on a field that has already had crops on it? Mr. Speaker, I would love to make reference to the tourism and policy that already recognizes child and youth tourism sectors in policies. The Minister of Permanent Secretary, Mr. Evans Mulenga, challenged the youths to explore employment in the tourism sector in launch of the 2023 sector Youth Internship and Training Program, where 8 students were put on the program and began internship at the Hilton Garden Hill in Lusaka. This shows youth participation in the tourism sector is already beyond internship and skill building capacities. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Tourism, partnered with the Chinese College in Zambia, Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Studies, to sponsor youths. Mr. Speaker, this shows and should be noted by this August House that youth participation under the Ministry of Tourism is already real. Mr. Speaker, when a foundation is laid, the next step is to build upon it, not to keep playing. The foundation in government already exists. I submit.
Thank you. Honorable Cecilia Ngoma.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for according the people of Samba constituency an opportunity. My name is Cecilia Nkoma. Mr. Speaker, I would like to note that in our manifesto as the government, we promised to place the young people at the heart of national development. That is the more reason why youth in Samba constituency were able to receive CDF funds. With these funds, the youths were able to venture into agriculture. Therefore, we are empowering the youth with smart agriculture, Madam Speaker. This does not only allow the youth, they also promote national development and growth of the economy. Mr. Speaker, it is also worth noting that according to the ZNS annual report, according to the 2024 ZNS annual report, the government employed over 30,000 youths and trained them in different skills such as agriculture and skills training. Mr. Speaker, the skills that... Someone objected? Okay.
No, you may proceed.
The skills that these youths develop help the country in so many ways. Training youths in discipline and patriotism helps the youth protect the country and not protesters of it, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the government is already doing what the people on my left are suggesting. We are already at the center providing initiatives that support the youth. Mr. Speaker, the government has already provided opportunities. The challenge is now up to us, the youth, to take up the challenge and rise to the opportunity because we are already working. Thank you, my Speaker.
You are protected, Honorable Member. Are you done with your debate?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Okay, the next debater, Honorable Ethel Piri.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for according the people of Kanyama constituency this opportunity. My name is Ethel Piri, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Kanyama constituency. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Members, I'm not here to respond to criticism, but to correct the record. They say that government is not doing enough, but how do we explain the 500 youth-led projects that have taken place over the past year? How do we explain the over 1 million youth reached during the civic education empowerment campaigns? Mr. Speaker, we need to acknowledge the fact that Zambia and my constituency has seen an increase in the number of youth-led outreach campaigns. In my constituency alone, we have junior councils, we have junior councillors and councillors working hand in hand with the youth, mobilizing the youth to partake in these activities. Then another point that they raised, they said that youths are left out in decision making. Well, Mr. Speaker, how do we explain the over 30% youth included in Parliament? Currently in Zambia, not in Zambia, let me just speak from the facts. In my constituency, we have 3 youth councillors. These youth councillors are representing the youth in ward development committees. Last week alone, they were mobilizing youth in markets, they were mobilizing youth in the constituencies to take up cleaning campaigns, sensitizing the nation on different matters that affect them. So, Mr. Speaker, I do not understand when they say that government is not doing enough when we have over 30% of youth in the councils. Then another thing, we have this notion that says that they focus in Lusaka alone. Our government believes that Zambia is not Lusaka and Lusaka is not Zambia. This is why their government of Zambia, in September 2025, they launched their Digital Zambia Acceleration Project, which aims at empowering rural areas with internet connectivity, training them in digital skills, because we believe that development needs to go across Zambia. This is done in Luapula, in Western Province. Mr. Speaker, the government is not failing, it is facilitating. Youth are not absent, they are present. Let us not debate progress, let us accelerate it. I end my case, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Order. Call upon Honorable Lugonde Namonje, representing Bwanamkubwa constituency. Is it?
Thank you. My name is Namonje Lukundo and I am representing the people of Bwanamkubwa constituency. Mr. Speaker, according to the motion that this House urges the government to enhance youth participation in governance, I oppose to this motion, Mr. Speaker. My reasons are as follows. Youth take part in electoral processes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, young people aged 18 to 35 make up the majority of the population in Zambia. And according to statistics, and also according to Relentless Development Organization official website, it states that in 2021, when the current government was put into office, majority of the voters were youth, Mr. Speaker. According to the According to the briefing, it states that 4 million people between the ages of 18 to 24 registered to vote, Mr. Speaker. We're speaking about 4 million people, Mr. Speaker, and those people are the youth, Mr. Speaker. Now I want to understand what they mean by youth do not take part in government decision making, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, youth can contest as members of parliament, councillors and ward leaders, Mr. Speaker. We, the government, make sure to say youth can engage, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, youth also actively participate in political party campaigns, mobilization, and voter education initiatives, Mr. Speaker. During the last held general elections, Mr. Speaker, Relentless Development Zambia, a youth serving organization, partnered with the Electoral Commission of Zambia. It trains youth, Mr. Speaker, to educate their fellow youth on the matters of governance, and it also helped them to vote for the right leaders. They educated them, Mr. Speaker, on how the electoral process is done, and also through the youth, people's participation in governance project, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, also, youth hold online campaigns against corruption. They also hold online campaigns for job creation and for better service delivery, which often influence decision making, Mr. Speaker. Now, how is it that through all these initiatives, the opposition is saying that government is not enhancing youth participation, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I'm not in support of this motion, and with these few but convincing points, Mr. Speaker, I therefore say I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Messi Mwenda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The President of Protocol highly observed. My name is Mwenda Messi, and I am representing the heartbeat and vibrant people of Kanyama constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to first and foremost remind the House that the energy of the youth is fundamental in the progress of our country, Zambia. Now, Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to forge ahead. In my constituency, we have the most, it's one of the constituencies that has a high number of youths. But, Mr. Speaker, that's where the high levels of employment are. Now, Mr. Speaker, sir, the fact that most of the youths are actually not employed in Kanyama, members of this House, they are not actually able to participate in political affairs of this House. The nomination fee for a youth to stand as a member of parliament is 10,000. Now, members of this parliament, if one person survives on a 300, how then does the government expect one to manage to raise up a 10,000 kwacha a nomination fee? Members of this House, we the opposition are not saying the youth are not participating. What we are saying is enhance on what you're already doing for it to be effective and efficient. Mr. Speaker, sir, forging ahead, allow me to also highlight the fact that most of the youths from Kanyama constituency are facing issues of them just being cadres. It's always them that are cadres. Members of this House, since 1964, we've always been having cadres. When are we going to have candidates of Kanyama standing as members of parliament? Members of this House, allow me to forge ahead to my next point. Members of this House, when we talk about governance, we're not only talking about politics. We the opposition acknowledge the fact that even in public administration and policy making, our youths are not represented. Members of this House, the last time I checked, the only representation that Kanyama has is in the Kanyama ward constituency, in Kanyama ward constituency, members of this House. Why don't we have these youths being represented in education committees? Why don't we have these youths being represented in different committees of the government? Members of this House, are we going to always have youths as executors of policies that have already been established when we claim to be a democratic country? And as far as I'm concerned, a democratic country is a country that focuses on inclusion. And members of this House, all decisions that are made are supposed to be for the people and not against the people. House of Intellectuals, allow me to also remind you that these youths are only used as cadres. I will emphasize on this. They are always used as cadres. Why are we always...
Order. Honorable member, do you have evidence to qualify that all youths are used as cadres or instruments of political expedience?
Mr. Speaker, sir, the evidence that I have is on my phone.
Well, that does not suffice for purposes of adducing evidence, laying evidence on the table of the House. With that guide,
Yes, but my...
kindly withdraw
Okay.
the usage of that.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I withdraw my statement. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to make mention as I am concluding to say if we as the opposition acknowledge to say the government has brought about youth participation. But what we are asking for, what we are crying for is the fact that we want enhancement. Please enhance youth participation. At this juncture, allow me to simply say one Zambia and one nation. I
Thank
submit.
you. Your time is up. As a way of guiding the House, I wish to remind honorable members that as you debate, ensure that the information you render to this House is factual and verifiable in accordance with Standing Order 71. We may proceed. I'll call upon Honorable Blessings Bwalia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving the people of Nangoma constituency a voice in this August House. As we all know, Nangoma constituency is located in Central Province along Mumbwa district, and it is a rural area which is very vast but has a youthful population that are engaged in agriculture just because they need to fend for themselves and make ends meet. Mr. Speaker, I would like to bring to the attention of this House that the government is not doing enough to ensure youth participation in governance is enhanced. If so, if they were doing it, then let them pull up their stockings. This is what we're saying as the side opposition. And so, we are stating, allow me to quote the famous quote, saying, a father is not just a person but a promise. And if you do not provide for your children, then who is going to provide for them? A foundation has been laid by the government, but they need to put up blocks to ensure that there is a roof upon youth participation in governance. Mr. Speaker, majority of the initiatives that support youth participation in governance in Zambia are not government funded. Majority of them come from non-governmental organizations, and these governmental organizations are forced to implicate and subject us to things that are not in line with effective participation in governance. Further, Mr. Speaker, if government is doing enough, then they would not have to rely on collaboration with private sector for them to ensure that there is provision that is enough to make sure that youth in Zambia are participating in governance. We are simply asking the government to pull up their stockings because they are giving young people who want to participate in governance. And that is not what we want as a country. With these few points, Mr. Speaker, allow me to rest my case.
Thank you. Honorable Josephine Chindele.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I am Josephine Chindele, representing the able people of Nchanga constituency. Thank you so much once again for this opportunity. I stand to support the motion because we all know, members of Parliament, Mr. Speaker, that an enhanced youth participation equals to an enhanced democracy, and that is what this government is pretending to be doing. And so we need amplified youth participation in governance. Mr. Speaker, in my constituency, there is, yes, representation of the youths, and we commend the government, but we need it to be amplified, especially starting with the structures of political parties. And therefore, we need a mandatory quotas in all political parties, because we find that in political parties, especially the major political parties in the country, only big people, those people that are older, are actually holding key decision-making positions in political parties. Now, how are they going to enhance youth participation in governance or in politics once they become the ruling party? Or maybe it is clear, even the Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts, usually he is actually older than...
Order, honorable member.
He's not a youth.
I'm guiding the House.
Yes,
as you
Mr.
debate,
Speaker.
please do not make reference to other members of this House. Do not debate individuals.
Thank you for the guidance,
You may
Mr.
proceed.
Speaker. Thank you so much. And as I was saying, Mr. Speaker, there are traditional beliefs that still persist in my constituency, and they prioritize the voices of the older generation and leaving out the youths that are equally capable and they are more qualified. So we need, Mr. Speaker, we need to reverse the mentorship. Youths nowadays don't need mentorship. They actually need to mentor the older people. So therefore, Mr. Speaker, we propose that this government sets up laws that are mandatory on all political parties to ensure that youths are put in key decision-making organs of all political parties. With that said, Mr. Speaker, thank you so much.
Thank you. Honorable Margaret Namukanzia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Margaret Namkanzi, a member of Parliament for Chawama constituency. Mr. Speaker, we agree that right now the number of seats for young MPs in the House is low. But Mr. Speaker, as the government, we have acknowledged this challenge and we are taking deliberate steps. When we talk about enhancing youth participation in governance, we're not merely talking about giving young people handouts. We're talking about giving them a voice, a seat at tables where they can make decisions. And Mr. Speaker, this is what the current government we are doing. Mr. Speaker, the government has ensured that young people are not only seen, but also heard in local governance. Under the Constituency Development Fund, what 20% is being allocated to young people and women, in order to make sure that they enhance and they make sure that their resources and their ideas are productive and they are being vouchered, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when we talk about enhancing government participation, Mr. Speaker, the impact of CDF is already visible. Mr. Speaker, according to 2025 Lusaka City Council report, 107 cooperatives in Chawama have been built and they have empowered women, showing that these grants are working for women, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let us look at the 2026 national budget. It has shown an increment from 36.1 to 40 million kwacha, Mr. Speaker, significantly showing that our government is not just sitting down, but making initiative and making sure that our youth are being represented, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let's go ahead to the National Youth Endeavor. This platform has created an engagement where youth can directly engage with the head of state and cabinet ministers to make sure that they talk about matters that are influencing youth. Mr. Speaker, the 2025 National Youth Endeavor under the theme Voices Amplified and Innovation Ignited brought together over 1,200 representatives from all provinces. These issues talking about governance, accountability, and national unity, Mr. Speaker, a milestone which has been recognized by the UNDP report. So, Mr. Speaker, when they say that the government has to enhance youth participation when it comes to governance, what are they talking about? Because the government is already enhancing youth participation in governance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I submit.
Thank you. Honorable Catherine Hasalama.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Catherine Hasalama, President of Model Parliament, Zambia. Mr. Speaker, enhancing youth participation in governance is providing the youth with the actual power to influence policies, legislation, and allocate resources. It is giving them a real voice in policy making and law making at national level. It is giving them the real power to make decisions and control the resources in their own community. By that definition, members of the House, the government is already doing that. As my members have already mentioned, in 2024, we created the National Youth Policy. We also created the National Youth Parliament Caucus in 2022. This is a formal powerful group inside Parliament with its own strategies, plans to ensure youth issues are part of every new law that is made. Mr. Speaker, this is the most important action we have done. We have given youths real power by putting money directly into the community through the Constituency Development Fund. From 2021, we have increased it from 1.6 million to 30.6 million per constituency. And by law, 20% of that is reserved for youth and women empowerment. But here is the crucial part. CDF now Act requires youth representatives to be voting members on every local community. Think about it. In 156 constituency, a young person has a legal vote on how millions of kwacha is spent. Now let's move on to the real issue of the House. Mr. Speaker, real and true essence of youth participation in governance is what we are already doing for over 10,000 millions of youths in Zambia. Governance is not just about the 3 branches of governance. May I repeat that, Mr. Speaker? Governance is not just about the 3 branches of governance. Governance is about serving the people of Zambia in teaching, in medicine, in nursing, in business, in entrepreneurship, and in every sphere of national life. We are creating a generation capable of governing in every sector. Mr. Speaker, we are here because of the huge majority Zambians delivered us their mandate, and we honor that mandate. Mr. Speaker, we do understand the need for more voices in Parliament, and we have a solution for that. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of allocation of seats to youths in Parliament, it is important that the opposition understands that while this is a very important issue to government, government does not have direct control. This is a constitutional issue. However, we all know that the government is currently running a constitutional amendment process. We have set up a technical committee to ask Zambian people.
You may proceed. You are protected.
To ask Zambian people what they want in their constitution. This is evident in the reference for technical constitution amendments to the Constitution Act, Section 3(1.2). We have to ask what the people what they want, and if they want to allocate seats in Parliament, it has to be done through a constitutional review. This, Mr. Speaker, ours is to follow democratic process. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Matilda Chisenga.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Matilda Chisenga, Vice President for the Model Parliament. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the House now adjourns.
I thought you were indicating to debate, Honorable Member.
No.
No, we are not adjourning at this point.
Right.
I'll call upon Honorable Lillian Wesa.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity given to the people of Kafisa constituency. My name is Lillian Wesamwansa, MP for Kafisa constituency. Mr. Speaker, I would like to proceed on the motion that, or rather, let me simply say I'm opposing to this motion being brought by the opposition side, because Zambia being a country, Mr. Speaker, is that we are dignified with law, which we have ratified international treaties, or rather international instrument, which is the African Charter and the Convention on Human Rights of the Child. Mr. Speaker, allow me to proceed on Article 21 of the African Charter, which gives it a mandate for youth participation in a country such as Zambia being a sovereign country. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, apart from that, we also have, or rather we recognize the provision in Article 45 and also Article 173, which mandates, or rather gives it forth a platform for youth participation, regardless of which area they come from, either be urban or rural, Mr. Speaker. And apart from that, let me simply say government is, or rather government has had a youth development fund, which we are able to take notice from, Madam Speaker, that we are able to do a law reform on the national youth policy, which currently we are having the 2024 one, latest one, which covers employment, empowerment, and also youth funding in country currently. Mr. Speaker, apart from that, this same UYD, let me simply say the Youth Development Fund, also known as YDF, Mr. Speaker, is that it has shown a very great accumulation of how youth have been funded. Let me simply say in 2015, reports have it, Mr. Speaker, that on page 5, we have currently about 172 youths being empowered through this YDF. Mr. Speaker, let me simply proceed on the legal aspect on what the stages the government have taken is that the implementation, Mr. Speaker, on the National Youth Development Council, which is currently empowered in line with number 7 of 1994 and the Act number 7 of 1986, Mr. Speaker, which also gives it a mandatory, or rather a mandate to register youth organizations, Mr. Speaker, as in Article 15. Apart from that, Mr. Speaker, we all as a government understand the seat at the table, which currently is being run by the National Youth Council, where we are able to nominate representative to have a seat at the COMESA table, Mr. Speaker, under the COMESA Youth Advisory. Mr. Speaker, to appreciate this information, I would like the opposing side to just go by the website of www.comesa.com to find this information, and it's very much verified. I submit.
Thank you. Honorable Sumili Stari, representing Gwembe constituency.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for giving the people of Gwembe constituency to be part of this discussion. We, the government, strongly believe that this motion is unnecessary because we have been doing a lot to make sure that youths also participate in governance issues. Mr. Speaker, the government already has clear policies of youth participation. What do I mean? The government established the National Youth Policy and the National Youth Council of Zambia, both created to give young people a voice of national decision making, and these initiatives are continued to empower young organizations, promote leadership training, and ensure that the voices of young people are represented at national and local level. Mr. Speaker, sir, where I'm coming from in Gwembe constituency, we have about 112 youths that were empowered with grants and also given bicycles. What the opposition side are not understanding is they're only focusing on youths being part of the, for them to participate in governance issues, they have to be in parliament, forgetting the policies that the government have put in place. Mr. Speaker, sir, we also have the one coming from in the constituency, Gwembe constituency, about 3,575 households benefited from the Cash for Work initiative that we, the government, have put in place, and also the youths are part of that. Mr. Speaker, sir, so we do not need to urge the government, but rather, because we have been doing more. So for what we have been doing, we urge the opposition to advise the young people to take full advantage and be part of the decision making. And Mr. Speaker, sir, one person from the opposition side mentioned about the fees being high. Mr. Speaker, sir, if the fees were to be reduced, for someone to be part of the governance, to participate in governance issues, it comes from interest. You cannot force a young person, or you cannot force any people to be part of them.
Order, can we have order, please? You may proceed.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, so riding on what the opposition said to say youths are used as cadres, we the youth as cadres. So they are the same people, not people using them, but rather them and their intentions being cadres. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I submit.
Order.
Thank you.
Point of order.
Can we have order? Honorable Lusungu Musukwa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Lusungu Mumskwa, Member of Parliament for Mukushi South. Mr. Speaker, we do not dispute the fact that government has put in place policies and actions for the youths. But what we are trying to say is that their implementations, their policies are not enough, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, they have overlooked very big and huge factors that are hindering youth participation. Mr. Speaker, let's talk about elitism and monopoly. Mr. Speaker, elitism, let me define that. This is a word that describes power and connection in one group. Monopoly of power. This power is circulating in a group of people. Mr. Speaker, may I say, since 1964 to date, we have names that are holding positions that youth qualify for. Not because we are not qualified, but because their names are in the past. Mr. Speaker, the government has talked about them putting in place codes for civic education. Yes, they have, but they have failed. In rural areas, Mr. Speaker, how sure are they that they have done their best to educate the people of my constituency in Central Province about voter education, the processes in governance, everything that the youth have to know, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to say, yes, they have made committees on CDF, but how many youths are seated at the table to make decisions on how that money is spent? How many youths are in the offices making decisions about resources that are made for youths, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, policies, treaties are not enough. The youths want action. They want results.
As you debate, please speak further from the mic. Your voice is too loud. You may proceed.
Thank you. The youths want action. They do not want stories, words, they want results. We appreciate their efforts, but we plead to the government for them to do more. The gap needs to be closed. There's so much more they can do, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Matero, Honorable Tisa Muyata.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Tisa Mudiata, Honorable Member for Matero constituency. And I must say, as a Member of Parliament for Matero constituency, my constituency is a testament of the potential and energy that the youth have. But it's not being utilized. It's not being utilized to the fullest. We're not saying they're not doing enough. They haven't done what is supposed to be done. In case they do not know, the Constitution, Article 8 of the Constitution of the land, they must know that it's the supreme law of the land. It addresses the issues of governance. And according to the Constitution, Article 8, as I mentioned, Mr. Speaker, it talks about governance as a national value and principle. Governance, according to Article 147, it guides, Article 147 guides it gives the guiding principles of governance, which includes inclusivity. Now, inclusivity is not partial, Mr. Speaker. Inclusivity it's supposed to be implemented to the fullest, and that's what we are asking for. Enhance youth participation in governance. When the youths are when youth participation is enhanced, the youths are empowered, their confidence is boosted, and they are equipped in order to navigate the world. We must ensure that we create an enabling environment for the youth to participate fully, and that's what we are asking for. That's what we are asking for. Let me restate this. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. We must adhere to it. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Munali, Honorable Songwe Chishimba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Songwe Chimba, Honorable Member for Munali constituency. Today, I arise to express the motion on enhancing youth participation in governance. Zambia being the remarkable young population with approximately 65% of its population under the age of 25 and over half. Under the age of 18, the median age in Zambia is around 16.5 to 17.9 years, making it one of the youngest population globally. The government is not doing enough because youth are lacking employment. There is a high rate of employment. If you go out there, you ask youth out there, they are lacking jobs. The government has to do something. even lack of access to information.
Order,
The government is not doing enough.
Honorable member, please take your seat. I wish to guide the House. You will resume your debate. Honorable members, in accordance with Standing Order 69, a member shall not interrupt another member who is speaking unless the member interrupting wants to raise a point of order. Please let us not interrupt the flow of debate. Let us allow the honorable member to debate freely. You may proceed, honorable member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Limited access information to Zambian youth, like young people in developing countries, face challenges such as high unemployment rates, poor quality education and educational opportunities, limited civic education opportunities, and high HIV prevalence. Teenage pregnancies and early marriages. The government have to look on those challenges and work with it. Youth are the backbones of Zambia, so the government needs to enhance participation for youth in government policies making. Thank you.
Honorable Luyando Monga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Luyando Monga. I am a member of Parliament representing Rufunsa constituency. Mr. Speaker, the Zambia Statistics Agency 2022 Census of Population and Housing preliminary report states that over 1/4 of Zambia's population is aged between 19 and 34, yet their voices still remain unheard. In my constituency, Rufunsa, only about 8% of the youth engage in local governance structures, while in the urban youth engagement remains low at around 22%. This is according to the surveys and reports from the Parliamentary Committee on Youth and Support 2017 and the ICLD report. This shows that despite their energies and their ideas, the youth still face barriers such as limited access to information, digital tools, and civil platforms. In the urban areas, the situation is slightly better but still insufficient. The Youth Map Zambia report indicates that only around 22% of the urban youth engage with national initiatives like the Youth Development Fund, highlighting a major disconnect between policy and the young people it's meant to serve. If the eye is not open, the government will continue to talk about what has been written on paper, which contradicts the realities of the young people. The government has not put up tracking mechanisms to evaluate the effectiveness of these said programs. We have the 2024 National Youth Policy, which calls for a healthy, engaged, and productive youth by 2030, and specifically emphasizes inclusion of rural youth, female youth, and youth with disabilities. Likewise, the 8th National Development Plan that highlights digital innovation and youth participation in governments as keys of national transformation. Yet these commitments still remain limited in implementation. Mr. Speaker, this must change. We need digital and ICT programs linking youth to the governance processes. We also need youth-led development programs which empower young people in agriculture, community projects, along with mentorship programs connecting experienced young leaders, emerging young leaders with experienced leaders like MPs, councillors, and all those leaders in leadership positions. Inclusive governance is not a favor, it's a national necessity.
Order, your time is up.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development. Honorable Natasha Piri.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Before I go any further, allow me to acknowledge all esteemed and dignified members of this House. Mr. Speaker, my name is Natasha Tawanga Piri, Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, as well as representing people from Kankoyo constituency. Mr. Speaker, as the government, we still stand firmly to oppose the motion at hand, which has already been articulated. Mr. Speaker, why do we oppose this motion? Mr. Speaker, because there is so much overwhelming of evidence to show that the government has been doing enough, and the government is not passive, the government is not relaxed, but the government has been actively involving the youth in decision making. Mr. Speaker, allow me to enlighten the House. When we talk about governance and participation, Mr. Speaker, governance is the process of decision making, Mr. Speaker, and participation is simply including the young people. Mr. Speaker, it would be unwise for us to not acknowledge the efforts that the government has placed in including young people. Mr. Speaker, I spoke about overwhelming evidence. Number one, Mr. Speaker, allow me to bring it to my ministry, the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Mr. Speaker, on November 26, 2021, under the Lusaka City Council, which is under the Ministry of Local Government, the Lusaka City Council launched the Junior Council Program on the 26th of November 2021. Mr. Speaker, it would be unwise to not acknowledge that young people have been given an actual simulation of what council is like. Young people can represent the young people in their community. Mr. Speaker, it is unwise to not acknowledge that this is actually happening, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are able to see the effort and the impact that has been made through this program under the Ministry of Local Government. We are able to see our young people in places like Kanyama through the Junior Council Program that are mobilized fellow young people, educating them about governance, about climate change. Mr. Speaker, it is unwise, Mr. Speaker, to not acknowledge the effort that the government is putting. Mr. Speaker, allow me to move on, not only about the local government ministry, but Mr. Speaker, we also have Mr. Speaker, we also have evidence to show that under our able ministry, Mr. Speaker, as the government, under the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts, and Mr. Speaker, allow me to also rebut the point that was raised by the opposing delegation to say we have neglected rural areas. Mr. Speaker, we refuse that point because, Mr. Speaker, in Muchinga province, Mr. Speaker, according to a statement that was released, an article according to the Lusaka Times of Zambia.
Please calm down. Please calm down. We want to
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me to bring it down to the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts. According to an article that was released by Lusaka Times on the 8th of November, Mr. Speaker, we have not only empowered the youth in urban areas, but Mr. Speaker, we're able to see that through the CDF, Mr. Speaker, we have empowered young people with grants. Over 1,700 honorable members of the House have been empowered. If that is not inclusion, honorable members of the House, tell me what is. Mr. Speaker, moving on to Mr. Speaker, to show that we are an inclusive government, Mr. Speaker, we have also Civil Society for Poverty Reduction, CSPR, Mr. Speaker, and also according to the Parliament, Government of Zambia, the National Assembly, which hosted the first ever.
The point of order is raised. What is the point of order?
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Is it in order that the current Speaker points honorables in this House? Thank you so much. The current Speaker is finger pointing us and using emotions to debate. Thank you so much.
Well, from where the chair is seated, I did not notice the minister pointing at any other member. But however, if indeed she did point, that is unparliamentary. You please try as much as possible not to make gestures that appear to point at the members on my left. You may proceed.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Allow me to proceed. Mr. Speaker, as the government, we have also extended our efforts to include the young people by going to the youngest population. Mr. Speaker, allow me to cite from a reliable source on the Civil Society for Poverty Reduction, where a Children's Council Parliament in 2024 was held. Mr. Speaker, if that is not inclusion, then members of the House, tell me what is. Mr. Speaker, also, Mr. Speaker, the National Assembly of Zambia hosted the first ever African Children's Parliament on July 15th to 16th, 2022, if we are able to even include the youngest population who are children in governance, in decision making, to be here on the tables to present issues that are affecting their fellow young children. Honorable members of the House, Mr. Speaker, if that is not enough evidence to say that the government is working, then honorable members of the House, Mr. Speaker, what is? Mr. Speaker, to also make mention of the last thing, Mr. Speaker, that is on my list of presentation, that Mr. Speaker, the opposing delegation spoke about how we do not have platforms or forums or any strategies or mechanisms that young people can focus on to participate in governance. Mr. Speaker, allow me to enlighten the House that there's the Zambia Youth Parliamentary Caucus, Mr. Speaker, that was hosted in September in 2022, Mr. Speaker. If that is not an enough indication that the government has been working to enhance youth participation, Mr. Speaker, then what is? Mr. Speaker, it is unwise. Mr. Speaker, it is unwise. Honorable and esteemed members of this House, it is unwise for us to not acknowledge, because let me give a practical example. In a house, if a struggling mother is doing all she can to provide for her son, and because she is struggling all she can, she only manages to provide one lamp of shima for the child. And imagine if the child goes to the neighbors and complains, say, "Oh, mommy, someone needs yes, sir." Translating in English to, "Mom does not feed me." Imagine, that would be ungrateful, Mr. Speaker, because just because the child is eating one lamp of shima, it doesn't mean that the child has not eaten. So, Mr. Speaker, therefore, to rest my case, Mr. Speaker, the government has worked. The government is still working. We have not neglected any sector. We have not neglected any youth. Mr. Speaker, with these few factual points, as I submit my document on the table for further clarification, Mr. Speaker, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Lastly, the Honorable Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Wanita Zimba, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts. Mr. Speaker, I arise to oppose to the motion, to today's motion, because, Mr. Speaker, as we acknowledge the importance of youth participation in governance, we also believe, Mr. Speaker, that the current system already promotes youth participation effectively in this nation, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in my ministry, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts, it has already put in measures to involve young people in governance and now, Mr. Speaker, this ministry focuses on empowering young people, integrating them into governance structures. It also promotes youth participation in politics, economic development, and leadership. So what are we not doing right as the government, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, in 2021 to 2022, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts empowered over 119,000 youths through various training and entrepreneurship skills. So where are we failing the youths of the nation, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, as the government, we have given the ball to the youth. It's up to the youth to take part. It's up to the youth to now play their part as youths of this nation, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, not just that. Additionally, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts Strategic Plan 2022 to 2026. Allow me to lay the evidence on the table.
You will lay the document on the table as soon as you are done with your debate. Please proceed with your debate.
Thank you. The Strategic Plan 2022 to 2026 links youth empowerment to the 8th National Development Plan, ensuring that youth involvement is institutionalized and not just an afterthought, members of the Parliament. Sorry. Members of the House. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts has also implemented the 2024 National Policy, which provides the framework for youth empowerment, participation and governance. The theme itself focuses on accelerating youth participation and empowerment in Zambia. So what are we not doing right, Mr. Speaker? We have provided opportunities. We have provided funds. We have done so many things for youth to participate. It's just up to youth to actively participate in the nation's welfare. It's up to youth to take part in these opportunities and take advantages of the opportunities that have been provided for youth. When you talk of CDF funds, Mr. Speaker, no one can claim to not be aware of the CDF funds because they go around announcing, urging youth to register for CDF funds, Mr. Speaker. Currently, Mr. Speaker, just last week, the minister was distributing motorbikers, footballs, and many other things in Nakonde. So what are we still not doing right for youth to actively participate in governance, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, as the government, we have really done enough and we continue doing enough. Instead of urging the government to enhance youth participation, we shall urge youth to actively participate in the state of the nation.
Point of order,
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Speaker.
Honorable Minister, are you done debating?
Yes.
You may proceed to lay the document on the table of the House. There was an indication for a point of order. What is the point of order?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. According to Standing Order number 71, it states that the Honorable Member of Parliament that is debating must be able to provide factual information. In the statement of the Minister, Mr. Speaker, she stated that the Ministry has provided motorbikers and not bikes. Can they provide evidence for that if it's factual?
Well, the Minister is laying a document on the table of the House for purposes of complying with Standing Order 71. Okay. I'll call upon the Honorable Member for Kapiri to wind up debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is evident and it is clear that government has not understood the motion before this House. The motion before this House is not that the government should. The motion before this House is that the government should improve what already exists, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are not disputing the fact that there exists initiatives that the government has done. We are not disputing that. However, the motion before this House, Mr. Speaker, is that those initiatives must be enhanced. Mr. Speaker, it seems...
Honorable Member,
yes, Mr.
you are not reintroducing the motion. You are winding up debate.
Obliged, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, the 20% budget allocation that has been cited by government is 20% being shared among women, youths, and people with disability. The young people are not even being given their own share of the national cake. We are having to share the 20%, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, according to a report by UNICEF, Mr. Speaker, young people make up about 5 million plus.
You are not reintroducing debate. You are winding up, and you are not rebutting what the government's position is. You are winding up debate. You are not reintroducing debate. Wind up debate. In summary.
Obliged, Mr. Speaker. In summary, Mr. Speaker, it is our contention as the opposition that the government needs to pull up its socks. What they have done is not effective. It is not enough. We urge this House to support this motion, and because they should recognize the agency of this motion, the agency of meaningful youth participation, and not just young people being invited to rooms, but young people being on the decision-making table. The future of Zambia depends on this motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. I put the question. The question is that this House urges the government to enhance youth participation in governance. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Aye. Of the contrary say no. No. The noes have it. The question is negative. I honor the Vice President. Adjournment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Matilda Chisenga. I beg to move that the House now adjourns.
The question is that the House now adjourns. Any debate? Any objection? The question is agreed to. The House is now adjourned.
Chogerani mulungu waziba ndiye aziba na vamene ni pitambo ndiye aziba kwenye ndiye aziba kwenza vitu He knows who am I, who am I, he knows who am I, God knows who am I, who am I, he knows who am I. Chogerani mulungu waziba ndiye aziba na bamene nipitambo ndiye aziba kwendienda ndiye aziba kwenza vitu He knows who am I